In this video, I'll be showing you how to paint the Undead figures from HeroQuest in a really quick and easy way. That's not slapchop. Kinda. Alright, so to start off with the zombies, I'm going to take some of these MSP Bones Dungeon Slime for the skin. I want to get that kind of really ugly, dead skin, resurrected from the dead kind of thing that zombies have. I'm just going to cover all of the open skin parts with that. Then I'm going to take my Mordfang Brown, which I don't like Citadel's pots, so I put them in dropper bottles whenever I can. I'm going to use this to paint the pants. Paint the pants. Next up, a little flat red for the sash and the armband, and I will even go in and splash a little bit of it on the tongue. I'm going to take this cheap raw sienna and water it down just to cover up the wood bits on the shield, because I found that on my last project that this watered down sienna with a black wash looks really good as wood, so I'm going to try that on the plastic. A little bit of black on the one shoe that the zombies wear. And then some Tamiya metallic gray for all of the metal. This is a good substitute for what you call it? What is it called? I don't even remember. Lead Belcher. Good substitute for Lead Belcher if you don't have any Lead Belcher. I like the Tamiya paints. They're kind of a holdover from when I was doing scale modeling. Shaky camera. And now that all the base coating is done, I'm going to take this flesh wash and go over all of that ugly green and bring out all those recesses with this kind of reddish brown. And now using this my homemade black wash, I'm going to go over everything else. Carefully trying to stay away from the exposed skin parts of the zombie. And now some moldy skin to go over the skin of the zombies with a dry brush. You just want to lighten up all of the raised textures. Give these zombies a real I just woke up from the grave kind of look. A little comparison. So it's 8:15 Monday morning, and I am just now realizing that all of the footage I took while I was painting these things is trash. And that's what I get for using my phone 3 feet above my head, zoomed in ×4. That just gave me really crappy picture, and lesson learned the hard way, I guess, right? That's not good. But I can't do anything about it. I got a video to post tomorrow, and I've got no time to do anything else. So I apologize for how bad this looks. Won't happen again. Just got to remember that my cell phone's only good for long, wide shots, not zoomed in stuff. That's what the Pentax is for, I guess. So, let's move on and do the mummies now, I guess. You know, sometimes I think that there's just not enough coffee to justify the existence of a Monday. Alright, so I wanted the bandages on the mummies to look old and worn out. So I'm going to start with some Iraqi sand and basically just cover the mummies with this color because they're mostly bandages. There's some exposed, flesh on here, but not a whole lot. Oh, slipped. Mordfang brown to do the fleshy bits. Toes, fingers, bits of the hands. The waist is showing. Knees and elbows. See, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot. This was probably the quickest and easiest of the 3 types of undead to paint. And we're going back to that flesh wash, and we're going to just cover the whole thing. This kind of reddish brown is really the perfect color for these bandages. And then this is just some wraithbone being dry brushed on. And that's going to be it for the mummies. Quick, easy, done. So next month, Hasbro and Avalon Hill are going to be releasing a new HeroQuest starter box set. The idea behind it is to get more people into the game, of course, starter box, right? For less cost. And the way they're doing that is they're re-releasing like the entire original game, but they're replacing all of the monster minis and all of the furniture with cardboard cutouts. The only minis that are going to come with it are the 4 heroes. But, I got reminded that, I have HeroQuest, and me and the family, we do play it from time to time. We have a lot of fun. And painting the minis in that has been something I've been wanting to do. So I figured, what better time to do it, HeroQuest is going to be something everyone's going to be talking about. And why not make a couple of videos showing you some quick and easy ways to get the minis painted, and it's, not a difficult thing of how I'm doing it. Things have been moving pretty quickly so far in the video, but just want to, explain a little bit of my process. As you can probably glean, for those of you that know, I've kind of zenithal highlighted the minis. I don't use contrast or speed paints because I don't have any. So I don't do true zenithal priming where you would do black and then, a gray from above and then dry brushing with white to get your shade, mid, and light tones in black and white on your mini first, and then you put your contrast or speed paint on there, which are, semi-transparent, and those tones, of light are gonna show through the paint, and then you could pretty much stop painting if you're doing like that slapchop method. You could stop painting at that point, and you would have a decent enough looking mini for your table. I kind of follow the same principle here. I do prime with black and then a light gray from above, only to help me pick out the details on the minis. These old eyes can't see a whole heck of a lot. So I do it that way, and it helps me see the details. And then I just base coat everything in what I want, and then I do a wash, and then a dry brush, and maybe a little bit of highlight painting here and there. And I call it good enough, because these HeroQuest minis, they're for me and my family. no one else is going to see them. So good enough is fine. And good enough should be okay for you too if it's just something you're doing at home, unless, you want to push yourself to paint more detail or whatever. But to be honest, these HeroQuest minis, they're kind of junk as far as the sculpt goes and how they're molded. These required a lot of cleanup. There's a lot of flashing on them and a lot of mold lines, and they are also not consistent from one to the next either. And they are made of this floppy soft plastic that bends, and they're not a high quality mini. So I'm not going to do a high quality paint job on them. Period. So this is what I'm going to do. And if this is something you guys want to keep seeing, I've got the entire, re-release box of HeroQuest from a few years back that has all of the minis in it, obviously. And I can keep going. I can do, an orc video, a goblin video, the furniture video, the videos for the heroes, whatever. If you guys want to see those, how I do them, I'll be more than happy to make videos and post them. But I'm still going to paint them anyway, just for my family, so that's it. Up next is the skeleton. These were the hardest to do because they were the worst. They had a lot more detail on them, which, in the grand scheme isn't a whole lot of detail, but these were as far as quality of the mold, and they were the worst of the three. So it took me longer. And then that's it. And then after that is glamour shots and end of the video. So, onto the skeletons. And last are the skeletons. These guys took a little bit longer because they had more detail than the zombies or the mummies, but still not terribly difficult. So I'm starting with wraith bone, covering all the bones with wraith bone. And you may have noticed that I am using kind of the same colors with all three of the undead because I want them to appear cohesive and, because they're part of the same game. I want them to share a color palette. Bones everywhere. Go figure on a skeleton. HeroQuest is a pretty fun game, and with the new version coming out next month, getting into painting these was kind of fun. So I'm going back to that Tamiya metallic gray, and I'm going to cover all of the metal bits on the skeleton, of which there were quite a bit. It was mostly a whole lot of metal. Mordfang brown just to cover the leggings, because at this point we've already painted most of the model, honestly. And then Iraqi sand to do like the little furry bits that are sticking out of the top and bottom of those legging wraps. And flat red, as well as a few other special colors to paint the wraps on the sides. I really hope you guys get the reference for the colors. And that's it. That's the base coating on the skeletons done. Really, again, not a whole lot. Quick, easy, bang them out, good enough, right? Agrax Earthshade is going to be my choice of wash here instead of the flesh, because I prefer the darker brown of the Agrax Earthshade on bone. The reddish brown of the other wash just didn't look right. So Agrax Earthshade it is. And a dry brush with Wraithbone. I'm going to cover everything but the metal with this. I had one too many lights on and the video got washed out. And now I'm just taking pure silver and just going to touch up the edges of the metal bits with this. Ooh, run away. And that's going to be it for the skeleton. Just use the edge of your brush and hit those, and now black. And I'm painting the entire base in black, completely covering it. I didn't want to be bothered making fancy bases or doing anything special, so the whole thing on all of them gets a coat of black. And that's it. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. These actually look pretty good on the board. You know, better than they did the kind of off-white that they came molded in. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Works for me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm not going to mention any other outside links in this video because I'm going to be switching things up. And yeah, next week, a build video. Hope you're going to like it. A while back, I made some dungeon tiles. For next week, I'm going to be showing you how I make some walls to go along with the dungeon tiles that I made. Modular and everything and all like that. And another, again, quick and easy, minimal material kind of thing. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So until then, have a great week, everyone.